On today's Growth Points, I want to speak about how we assimilate people into the local church. And fundamentally, we do that in our Baptist churches through the Sunday school ministry. And so today I want to speak to you on the important role of the Sunday school and the adult Bible class in the local church. Now, we're going to have several lessons on this subject at the Spiritual Leadership Conference coming up June the 12th through the 15th. We are excited to celebrate 30 years of ministry at Lancaster Baptist Church. We're thrilled with the response of those that are coming and the growing number of delegates over the previous years. Let me encourage you to be sure to register online at lancasterbaptist.org and plan to join us for this inspirational and educational time together as we have a wonderful theme, Continue. Well, today I want to speak about how to continue with the Sunday school ministry. And as you consider building your adult Bible class or your teen classes, I think one of the important aspects of the class is to identify the target of the class. Years ago, we went to an age-graded program. We simply call it Life Stages. And we found that this really helped people who are visiting to kind of know where to visit as far as which class to attend. We also have classes just for single adults by age group, as well as classes for those that are just coming off a difficult divorce or perhaps even a single mom. And we found that identifying a target is not only important for us in choosing curriculum, but also important for those who are coming into the church and looking for a place to attend. The fact of the matter is that our culture is shifting and changing, and we have various groups of people that need the same basic message, but sometimes with an application to their life stage. And so establish the target for the class. Who are you trying to reach with that class? Secondly, develop an identity for that class. I like to have class names and logos so that people can remember and kind of hold on to that class identity. Sometimes our teachers will have, of course, the logo on their lessons, even signs out in front of the class with the logo, a business card with the logo so they can give that to people when they're inviting them to the class. And so establish the target group for the class, establish a name and an identity for the class. And then thirdly, I think it's so important that the teacher devotes himself or herself to love the members of the class. Now you'll notice we're not talking about education and teaching first. We're talking primarily now about loving the class, because I really believe what builds a strong class is not only great curriculum and great teaching, but just the loving environment in that class. 1 Corinthians 13:1, Paul said, "Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels and have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal." And it's so important that we recognize this. He said, "Though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing." So teachers, let me encourage you, be available to your class, visit your class in their homes, have class activities, provide the needed atmosphere within that class. Now, I like to say that a good adult Bible class provides 4 very basic ingredients for the class members. Number 1, you're going to provide acceptance. Acceptance is the optimum environment for growth. People just need to know they're loved and accepted in that class. Number 2, you're going to provide accountability. As a church grows beyond 100 or 200, the pastor may not be able to keep track of every individual, but the teachers will take their 5 or 10 or 20, and they'll provide that accountability within the smaller groups. Thirdly, you want to provide availability. You want them to know that you're available, hence the card with your number, letting them know about the schedules and so forth. And fourthly, the classes provide activities. Every church will grow to a size where it's no longer feasible to have an all-church activity. So make sure that those 4 things are provided as you are showing that heart to your class. Acceptance, accountability, availability, and finally, activities for the class. So we're going to identify the target. We're going to create a niche, an identity for the class. We're going to make ourselves available to the class. And then let me say this. make sure that you are enrolling people into the class. As you make follow-up visits, ask them if you could enroll them into your class, fill out an enrollment form, or when they visit the class, make sure you're enrolling them. Keep good records for the class. Make sure you're getting email, phone number if you can for the purpose of texting. All of these things are going to be important down the road as you build that class. Vitally, vitally important that you build an enrollment for the class. And then let me say finally, make sure that you are really pouring yourself into the preparation of the lesson for the class. I'm convinced that people need to grow spiritually. That's why we write curriculum through our publications ministry, Striving Together Publications. I really believe that every adult needs to have some kind of a quarterly booklet, something that makes them feel responsible and accountable to read along, to read ahead, to bring that with them. And then you teaching from those lessons makes a tremendous, tremendous difference in their life. And so pour yourself into the content and seek to make good application for your class. Well, I hope something I said today helped you with the class you teach or the class you support. Many other things could be said about care groups within the class and discipleship, but these are some fundamentals for teachers, and I do trust that God will bless your class in the upcoming days. Again, let me remind you about Spiritual Leadership Conference, June the 12th through the 15th. Our theme is continue. We want to help you continue in your walk with God, in your ministry for the Lord Jesus Christ. Until then, may God richly bless you.